famous comedy writer Erma Bombeck comes to life on stage in the play Erma Bombeck at Wit's End. Now in Denver, and joining us to tell us a little bit more about that, we've got Pam Sherman, the one-woman show who plays Erma, and director Mark Cuddy. Good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This was really fun for me because, I mean, I love celebrating any woman who has made such a big impact in history, but I didn't know much about Erma. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Well, she was just a housewife, and decided to start writing about what it was really like as a housewife in the 1960s.
Which they didn't do that.
No, they didn't. It was, and she really did it with humor, and she told the truth, and she gave voice to a generation of women who didn't have a voice about what it was like to be a wife and mother in the 1960s and 70s. And she became huge. She was the most prolific columnist of her time,
which is
in
amazing.
900 newspapers.
And now you can learn more about her story. Mark, you helped to bring this to life. A one-woman show, why was it important to make it in that way?
Well, you know, I wouldn't have done it unless she said yes, right?
Well, okay, so tell us about that, because Pam was out of acting, you said, for 13 years, and you were a columnist yourself.
I was for 15 years on the USA Today network, and I got to make fun of my husband in print. It was a great job. And I was very much inspired by Erma Bombeck, and somehow Mark saw that spark.
Yeah, you know, I read the play and thought, geez, this would be great, but who could play this? And honestly, Pam was the first person and only person who came to mind. So I lured her back onto the stage, and you know, and she embodies so much. I mean, she has the sort of soul of a writer, but you're also a mother, and you know, it's like,
I've been through it all.
Been through it all.
Except I don't know how to iron, and I will say, thank goodness the typewriter goes on top of the iron at some point, because then I have to stop ironing shirts.
That works out perfectly. This is such a fun concept, and it's going to be here in Denver for the next couple of weeks.
Yes, we open tonight, and then September 22nd. So you have 3 weeks to come down, and it's so much fun at the Garner Galleria.
It's really fun and heartwarming and inspiring.
So we get actors on a lot. I don't normally get the director on. Do directors normally travel with the shows? Do you always come and travel through?
Well, because this is on tour, you know, and we go to different kinds of venues, being in the Garner Galleria is a little different than the last place we play. So I'll stay for a few days and then fly away on
That's
Saturday.
awesome.
But we've been lucky. We've gotten to do this all over the country and share her story with those like you who may have never have heard of her, and then those who knew her and loved her, and bringing together those audiences of men and women who really need to know how she was an advocate for women's rights, and then also it's a lot of fun.
I bet. Well, I was going to ask, is it mostly comedy? Are you going to be laughing the whole time?
I love when I always see a spot a man, it's kind of in third row, thinking about his mother, laughing and wiping a tear at the same time.
I love that. And growing up, I mean, you said she was an inspiration for you. What has that been like, bringing her to life on stage?
Well, first of all, I've had the chance to meet her family, and you know, every year the Erma Bombeck Writers Conference sells out at the University of Dayton. 500 people want to learn how to write like her, and so she really is an inspiration. And for me, I feel a great responsibility. And then it's a great honor to play her.
Plus, is it a lot of fun?
It's a silly amount of fun, right? Like, otherwise, why would I put on a wig?
Right, exactly. Very good point. Mark, Pam, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Make sure you get out and see Erma Bombeck at Wit's End in Denver until September 22nd. Have so much fun. DCPA.org for all that information. Or DenverCenter.org. DenverCenter.org. There we go. That's where you can get your tickets. All right, you've got some pretty decent weather. You're coming into Denver. We do have some storms